Um, Hello, everyone. Today I'm here to speak to you about an event of this past summer of 2012, and it was a day in which hundreds of people marched, putting their right foot in front of their left and screaming, "Dați-ne viața înapoi," give us life and give us hope. And these hundreds of bodies held hands in a show of unity as they walked off towards University Square in Bucharest, Romania. They walked off facing the sunset and facing what they believed to be the creation of a better future. Onlookers forgot about previous commitments, and they joined the multitude of strangers in an attempt to change the world. And as the numbers increased, every despairing individual felt the pressure of the crowd echoing through to the deepest part of their human souls. The mass was pulsing and breathing. It was alive. Night settled, but the hot air was no match for the fervent fire inside the marchers' hearts. The passion radiated in their eyes, and somehow they were transparent, as if one could see through to the broken promises and hopeless struggles that had brought them to take to the streets. Together, the marchers chanted in a sinister cadence, the shadows of the streetlights giving their furrowed foreheads and open mouths this grotesque quality, and the intensity blurring the lines between them so that they were one with the night and one with the world, though not one with life. They cursed the corrupt government for standing by while the elderly rotted away on reduced monthly pensions of 70 euros, just less than $100. They blame politicians for children dying of hunger and for the hell which used to be their paradise of a country. They wave flags torn in the middle, a symbol of a past revolution. And they held signs on which Romania's political parties were tentacles that came together to form an octopus they named Romania's Communist Party. They screamed and they shouted and they yelled, "Jos cu Băsescu," down with the president. And these people had uttered these exact same words in 1989 as they attempted to overthrow what was then their communist dictator, Nicolae Ceausescu. They had done it again in the winter of 2011, standing up only to be put down once more. But there was a certain kind of beauty in the way that they stood up, in the way that they walked on, even though their knees were shaking, and even though they couldn't see the path ahead. And now, it was the summer of 2012, and these marchers were at it once more, fearless, again. And the mass fought alongside a global army of revolutionaries. In places like Paris and Dublin and Rome and Brussels, the entire planet took part in their cries for hope. And in turn, these citizens of Romania united in spirit with thousands of Syrian human rights activists refusing to be silent in the face of the threats of their regime. And they united in spirit with thousands of Saudi Arabian protesters, demanding that their political prisoners held without unjust trial be released. The citizens of this small Western European nation venerated the brave souls who had succeeded just days before in Libya in installing a General National Congress. And that summer night, that wasn't the hope of the Romanian people. That was the hope of humanity. It was millions of strangers holding hands despite their differences and standing up for rights that should have long ago been guaranteed. It was a catalyst for change. It was an attempt to reach out to the world and an attempt to honor those who had died grieving for a home or a country that had ceased to exist. It was life, and it was the pursuit of life. And it was this voice that caused the mass in Bucharest to grow wild with rage. Every word fueled a spark and ignited the flames. Stones were thrown. Arguments over insignificant political details escalated into shouts. And within minutes, the first hits spread the violence like wildfire. And at this point, I dropped my sign and grabbed my cousin's wrist and turned to run towards the near side street. But resisting, he gestured for me to go on alone and turn around just in time for a stranger to hit him on the side of his head. And I supported the 20-year-old man as he wobbled and spat an unintelligible string of blood and curses. I persisted, and I asked him not to follow the attacker. And as he relented, we moved on. But in those moments, I didn't think of the crack in my cousin's head, or my own bruises and scratches, or how in fact I'd even gotten them. I thought only of these people whose desperate vision of changing the world had brought them together and torn them apart. It has taught me to value every mundane aspect of my life and cherish that sweet feeling of freedom we often don't know we have until we've lost. And now their hope will become mine, and I will fight for their dream, that dream to get them off those streets. Thank you.